I would break into song, but I think it's a bad omen. Oh, yes. My set director back there.
Look at that.
I know.
That's so crazy.
Take down the Nagel picture. I'm going to point the camera there for just a minute. So I don't know what it's like at your neck of the woods. If you leave a comment in the comment section, here's what it looks like at my house. Tilt it up just a little. There's the flag. Try to hold it still. Woo! We got a storm coming in. There is Old Glory. There's someone on. Welcome. Pull up a seat, and we will watch the storm together. Oh, wow. I'm getting a little seasick. Okay, so I wanted to have this little chat together, if possible, today, ideally. And it did, but it's not a normal time for me. It's not a normal day for me. And we'll see if I get any watchers, that's great. Loaded content video about my life and the storm that we're in. I thought a little bit ago it was that I'd left my TV on that has rain coming down when I sleep at night. Oh no, it was outside my window. So I tap dance, but I don't know how. I can hand dance. Take a sip of coffee here. I'm going to go onto my phone and see what's going on. I know it's likely there's other channels doing live streams right now, and probably from sunny locations. And we will see what's going on. Kaylee, very good to see you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm going to pull up this live stream. You know, I decided to do it at a last minute, about half an hour ago, 40 minutes ago. And so I know that there's people doing lots of things on it. There's a bug on my screen. I do not like bugs, really, I don't. Oh gosh. Traveling Nate Dog live. Thank you, Nate, for coming. I appreciate it. My phone is having a hard time logging in. It's lagging. My phone is not logging, it's lagging. All right, so I see we have 5. Kaylee, as I said, thank you so much. I'm very happy that you're here. And Nate, I am very, very happy you're here too. Thank you for coming in. And Fordman, aka Kenneth Oakes, is here. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you very much for coming. We have my camera sitting up and back a little bit. That always feels weird to me. It does not feel normal conversation. And I just wanted to have a normal conversation and say thank you guys for the support from my video this morning. You know, life is life. I have tried to swim upstream, literally and figuratively, in my life a few times. And it never works. So I have to, there's the bug. It is really trying to get me. And so, so I have to face facts. When all else fails, face facts. It may not be the most exciting thing to do, but it's darn it what I have to do. So, I think I got that bug. I'm so sorry, but this bug I cannot have this bug in my face. I don't like it. So let's see. Hello, Hawkins Family Adventures. Thank you for coming in. I will try to make this not a stumbly live stream. It may be for a minute, but this bug has me kind of off guard. Imagine it's a little tiny thing, and I'm off guard to it. So this morning, when I woke up, I thought, well, I'll just let you guys all know in a video kind of what's going on. So I did the little video and summarized the situation. And then I thought, I got a lot of support, and people were very come here, Czar. Come here, Zar. Our German Shepherd's right over here. He's such a big boy. I want to show you him. He's just worth looking at. Czar, look at Grandma. See, he's afraid to get up on that bed. Excuse the unmade bed, but it's not made. He's afraid of that beagle. He really wants to get up on the bed. And now I probably won't be able to get this back the same. I did. Yay. Yes, he's a big dog, Kaylee, and he's the sweetest. I know I've told his story. I'm sure you've heard it, but I just retell it again. Czar came to us third hand. When my nephew and his fiance were living with us, we already had a pit bull here, and he's my heart, and so is Czar. I can't explain why they're both. I love them so much, but so. Yeah, our dogs, I always let them sleep with us. Czar sleeps with his daddy, which is my son, our son, Richard, and our son. Anyways, he came to be in our house with William and Peggy. And then the two dogs, the German Shepherd and the Pit Bull. The German Shepherd had been abused as a puppy. His legs had been bound together with wire. Yes, barbed wire. He still has he'll always have the physical scars and the non-physical scars inside. And so when he really started healing here, he started building his strength. He grew up, as a big boy. And there were a couple of fights. There was a couple of fights, but William and Peggy they're not shock collars. They are, they deliver a sensation that's not pleasant. And as a matter of fact, William and Peggy put them on their own selves, on their own necks, to see what it would feel like to be interrupted, I guess is a good way to put it, is their behavior interrupted. And it was not a horrible sensation, but for a dog, it is definitely a sensation they don't like. Anyways, the collar stopped working. And the last fight, I was not present for. I think it's the last fight. I might be wrong. Anyways, there was a big fight between the two dogs in our backyard. Richard was on one side pulling with all of his might, and Brent was on the other side pulling with all his might. And the dogs would not let go. And Czar, the German Shepherd, got his chest ripped open. And it's just big dogs, it's kind of like two prize fighters in the ring fighting. One is going to walk away or be hauled away injured, and Czar's got the worst end of it. The pit bull and him can never be together again, so my nephew asked if we would keep him, and of course I said yes. And following the Yellow Brick Road. Hi, Shirley, thank you for coming. And so we kept Czar, and Brent took him as his, and because we had intended on going out on the road, and I just did not think the two, having the Beagle and having the German Shepherd was necessarily a great idea, because we don't have that big of an RV. And so anyways, I just mentioned him. He is part of our family. We love him so much. It just feels blessed to see him heal past the physical stuff and much of the emotional stuff. And be a wonderful, loving dog. So that's what's going on with Czar. All right, so what's happened with me is that y'all know I fell, or most of you know I fell in Quartzsite back in January. We got there about mid-January, second to third week in January, and good God, those bugs! About the second week in January, and the day after we got there, I took a fall. I fell and I hit really hard, and I eventually went to a hospital, one in Blythe, and then I left there because I did not care for what I was seeing happen in their cleanliness. It was right, you know, COVID was very prominent, and they were just leaving a pin out there for each person to sign in with, and they didn't like take it and clean it after each person. They just left it out there, and I thought, if they're this lax when I can see what's going on back there. And so I said, we're leaving. And it was only 15 miles to Quartzsite, so approximately. So we went back home. I do call my LTVA, long-term visitor area, home. And so I went back home, and a couple days later, the pain was just so bad. I finally went to the hospital in, oh, good Lord. I can't think of the name of it. It'll probably come to me. So I went to another one. It's about a 45-minute drive, and found out, you know, they took an x-ray, nothing was broken. And that's so, but it never has healed. It never has healed. So I finally got an appointment. I've had an MRI of my shoulder, and I think I've shared that I have to have my left shoulder replaced. And that is not because of that injury. That I'm not even sure how it happened. I'm right-handed. And so I would think that have thought that would be my right shoulder, but you know, it's not. And so I went back to the orthopedic surgeon. Wow, that's shining through brightly. Went back to the orthopedic surgeon about 3 days ago, and she was concerned I had ruptured my bicep because the pain right in here, it feels like when I rub my finger back and forth on it, it feels like somebody's cutting me with a razor blade inside my arm.
The Modern King is crashing you.
Thank you. Can you pull that, sweet pea?
Whoa.
So, Char of Heart, hello to you. Thank you very much, Char, for coming. So I'm just kind of getting started. That there is really truly a bug.
I'm sure.
So I talked to the surgeon on a couple days ago, and I don't have a surgical situation. Vicky, hello, Vicky. It's not surgical, and I wish it was, because if it were surgical, we could go into surgery, get it fixed, I would heal, and I'd be okay. So this problem is about falling on it in Quartzsite, not getting into physical therapy quickly, and it goes back even further than that. So as we go back in time, when I had both of my knees replaced about 2 years ago, I eat 3 months apart. So I had my left one done, and then I went to get into my truck, into our truck. And I kind of, because I'm short-legged, I went to kicked my right leg up carefully. It had been 3 weeks since I had my left knee replaced. So I figured I was okay. And I kicked my leg up, and it damaged my lateral quad on my left leg. So my right leg kicking up, it caused my leg to pull up backwards. So it wasn't against my butt, because it just wouldn't have done that. But you get the idea of what I'm saying. And had to take an ambulance ride downtown to the hospital, had to spend the night because they had to deal with this. It wouldn't just come out on its own, straighten out, and I couldn't walk on it. So the next day, they got me so I could walk. Then they were able to release me. So then a little later, so I have the dog eventually hits up against the side of my leg accidentally. And there we go again, back to the hospital because it does it again because the lateral quad never healed. And so, I'm doing okay. I'm able to get around. And then 3 months later, have my right knee replaced. And when I had my right knee replaced, I didn't get to go to rehab. I went to rehab for about 7 days, 8, somewhere around there. And I got out actually on Halloween 2 years ago. I got out on Halloween. And so I got the right one replaced, and we going along fine. I feel like it's getting better. And then boom, into the side of my leg, Czar went accidentally. Nobody meant to hit me. And I'm dodging two little flies that are driving me crazy. And so, it's just the reality of dealing with that. So this is a direct result of being injured this year, which is I did not properly strengthen my legs. And that is what I be, and start from the ground up, so to speak, from my knees up. I need to do physical therapy and strengthen my legs while working on this here as well. Because what I've done is I have compensated. I've compensated for the weakness in my knees or the weakness in my legs by using my arms. And I have a very strong upper body. So it's just what has to be done. Or I will be in a bad, so I just turned 60, as I think and then I don't know that I would be here at 70 if I don't fix this situation, because as I understand strength, inner core strength, which I still have some inner core strength, there is a core underneath here. And I just have to do this. It's very serious. I believe I just faced the situation last night, really hit me, how serious it was. Yeah, you see it too. Okay, so it isn't just me. I got scared, and I really have to do this, and I know what to do. I'm lucky enough to have been an athlete as a young person, and unlucky enough to have been an athlete as a young person, because of course I'm gauging where I'm at now by where I was when I was 18, 17, 19, 16. I was an athlete. I worked out with guys rather than girls because boys were stronger. I'm sorry, but it was true. At least the boys where I went to school, they were much stronger. I was a javelin thrower. I threw the discus. I held record many years in my junior high, like decades into that. I held records. So I know how to work on my core, and I know how to work on the general overall strength. My little sister and I, which I don't see her on here, she needs to do the same thing. And so she just had neck surgery about 2 weeks ago, and is struggling a little bit with that. But she also was athletic, and for all of her life, up until her adult years. And you're okay. So Char, my sister and I are talking about school too. Oh, we my little sister's 2 years younger than me. She is the youngest in the family. Her and I are going to kind of work on this together. So what we're going to do is build a schedule where we're going to do the same. So one of the major strengthening tools we can do is work on literally on our glutes, sitting and standing, using very light weights. I can't use any weight with this arm right now, but using light weights to help with that. And there's so many things that we could do, and we both know how to do them. So we're going to work together and give each other the support and kind of accountability, which, by the way, is a dirty word to me. I do not care for that. But it worked with my drinking 26 years, and I know how to do that. I know how to do what I need to do when the shit hits the fan, so to speak. Pardon the French. I won't use any more of it either. And it's hit the fan. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do some walking. We're putting together a list of different places where we could walk in Eugene, Greater Lane County area, within 10 miles of us. There is massive amount of land and places, parks, whether it be at the lake. We have a county park lake nearby where there's beautiful walking path. And then we have a big gigantic mall here we could do if we didn't want to walk in the rain. So that's what we're going to try and do. I only have until, so the next layer in my life of recovery will be on the 5th of next month, or the 4th or the 5th. I will be having mine is scheduled now for the 5th of January, and I will have back surgery. And Van City Adventure, hello, thank you for coming. Roy and Becky's Travels, hello. And I tell you what, you guys are so lucky to be able to head back out when you are. I don't think, when I consider what's ahead, so mine will be the 1st of December, right around that first week. Richard can't even have his next surgery, which is his neck surgery, until about February. So, because he has to be fully recovered from his back surgery he had in order to be able to be stable enough to have the neck surgery. Thank you so much. I just feel good today, other than I'm feeling very antsy from having to, I think most of us know when we're at our limit for something, and I'm at my limit for putting off dealing with the physical stuff. And so I in my original post about when I was going to do the live stream, which I lost, by the way, I do not know what I did wrong. There's a couple things I have to do. I have to address it from a physical standpoint. Of course, I have to do exercise, core exercise. I can only do for the next 4 weeks, because when I have my back surgery, he will not want me to do core work for about 6 weeks after that. So then I will be not able to do it. And then I will, but in the meantime, going to be working on the strengthening of the lower part of my legs, working on that and letting this rest, because that tendon, luckily we did figure out it is not, sounds like you have a good plan in place. Best wishes for, thank you, Shirley, because I think that I do. I know what to do. It's just a matter of, can I do it? I'm not the most disciplined person on the face of the earth. I remember when I was young, and I played catcher for 8 years of my life. And I loved it. It's very physical. I miss that, I miss that physicality in life. And so I have to do the physical, but at a much more condensed way, very basic. Okay, on phone, and I can't talk like Roy does. I hear you. So the physical, I have to get past some mental stuff, I think, as well. And it's that the old memory, the tape that says you are not what you were, you will never be what you were. And why are you even trying to do it, Lucretia? Why are you trying to hurt? You're just going to kill yourself. Well, I'm afraid I won't hit 70 if I do not do this at 60. I'm just being honest. There's a part of me that knows that the train is going downhill. We're not even, up here. We're way headed down the pass. And they're scary. Passes are scary. I don't care for them. So I'm just going to try to get over it. I'm going to kind of think about how I drove Betty Jean. I was okay at 40 miles an hour. And I used to drive cars way too fast and in a scary way when I was young because I felt invincible. And they could only replace so many body parts. We've got 2 new knees. I will be having a new shoulder, but I'm not going to be having that anytime soon. I'm going to put that off as much as I can. So just working on this, letting this rest. She was able to hook her finger under a tendon that's right there. And that's how she knew that my bicep was not blown. It's just hard as a rock. And that's a good thing. She could put her finger under. So always striving for excellence. We may not get there, but we're better for the trying. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Kaylee, that is 100% true. That little bug. It's from the birds. Okay, it's from the birds. Brent just did a cleanup, and there's a couple of bugs. They found their way into my bedroom. But I have this letter. I'm going to smash, and so I'm not going backwards. I am going forwards. So physical, mental, overcoming my mental hurdles. There is a spiritual side. Well, first let me say, so there is a dietary side, and I don't mean diet. I mean dietary. Dietary meaning for me, I am a carbohydrate addict. As much as I ever was an active alcoholic, I am absolutely that in carbs. I get to choose what I bring into the house, and I'm choosing not to bring in much stuff that's not good carbs. Yes, Kaylee, he is always a great bird. So for instance, the other day I bought these, I really like, so I'm just going to try and work on a low carb diet and as much fiber and as much protein as I can get. And I'm just saying today, looking at you guys in this camera, I'll never be somebody who says I can ever do any of this at 100%. It really is called progress, not perfection. My recovery program drilled that into me. Recovery, not perfection. Because for instance, being even 26 years sober, it's one day at a time. Terminology, I'm recovered, but I'm recovered from what is called a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. I no longer have a hopeless state of mind nor a hopeless state of body. So I will be using that philosophy in my spiritual side of my recovery program. But I've been looking at, I've been using more and more, see, I need to work on my mental health issues. So, amen. I know that I'm not somebody who suffers from a regular depression. I have not, like, for instance, I'm just going to use that for myself. But as it feels like I've been in kind of a funk where I felt like, I felt very sad when I hit 60, not because of being 60. Okay, because that's a number. It's not feeling up to what I remotely are. And so having hit that number and knowing that I can't deny I have these physical issues. I would be completely have to be in a blackout not to know that. But I do know it. And so it was a tough month coming through October, and now we're past that and into November. And my little sister turns 58 this year. So just getting past the mental, physical, and spiritual and working on our dietary stuff. You know, I have found some really good recipes for low to no carb. For instance, okay, I don't even know the last time I made a potato. I genuinely do not remember. I don't even put it in, well, I do put it in stew, but I'm be replacing that. You know what I had the other day? It was so good. Um, uh, riced cauliflower. So it's cauliflower that most of you probably, I didn't know about this. You can get riced cauliflower. You can even buy it already done if you need to. So that's available to me. I love cauliflower. Thank God I love cauliflower. I have done mock macaroni and cheese. And by the way, if I do say so myself, I make a very mean macaroni and cheese. And so to be able to replace that with a carb-free or very low carb option as opposed to macaroni, heck yes. The prevailing wisdom is that if it's in the house, it's in the mouth. Don't bring it in. Ask family not to bring it in. Yeah. So what I did is had their I don't know what just happened. Pretzel roll dough. So like the soft pretzels in a hamburger bun. Because I love these garden burgers that are a spicy black bean garden burger. We eat that over meat hamburgers anymore. There's no reason to. It just tastes really good. And so I made my burger out of that. I did only bring in one for each of us. Brent, myself, Richard, and Josh. And so that isn't so bad. Okay. It's not like I brought in 2-3 packages of those. They, I believe, are gone now. I see it this time the best I can be, but I'm better than I was the day before. Yes. Yes. That's what I strive for, being better than the day before. I tried commercial riced cauliflower. Yuck. I have regular cauliflower. So the only reason I say that, Kaylee, is right now, me doing anything that involves small mechanical movement. Brent is, so I had on my quartzite gear. I had on my tank top. You see this right here? I have on my shorts and my Oregon Duck football slippers. But Brent comes in and he's, Mom, you can't wear that. And so he pulled this out and he was helping me put it over my tank top because this arm putting it out it goes just like that up to about a 7. And it's seriously that painful. So I have made mock macaroni and cheese where I got the cauliflower, by the way, Kaylee. I bought a whole head of cauliflower and I broke it into the little pieces that look similar to cauliflower. And then I made my cheese from a roux where you use it with flour, although I think I'll have to do it differently because that is, unless I get a flour that is low in carbs. I love, so Oregon Duck football. I am an Oregon Duck to the core. It is my alma mater. And I went as an old lady. And they're doing very well, by the way. And so the food I can handle. I'm a good at water drinking. So if anybody has any ideas that are that have worked for you or a recipe, like I make one soup a week right now because I love soup. I could eat soup like 8 days a week. Yes, I've been eating this, by the way. Hey, Griswold family vacay. Thank you for coming. So this I love. It is a crisp crust. The one that I've been getting is a crisp crust, which I love. And I'm able to put all the veggies on it that I want, because I love like a vegetarian. I really like a vegetarian pizza with a lot of veggies, a lot of veggies. And Richard likes pepperoni and olive. So I get a pepperoni and olive one, or pepperoni one, and then I take all the pepperoni from my side and I put it on his side. And then I can, he really isn't big on veggies. He's not big on veggies. But I still keep a few on his side. And by the way, in case Brent got me this for my birthday. Not just this, he got me a rack of 2 on each side, and then a little area in the middle where I can put coffee pods. And I thought, well, oh, wow. That's eventually I'd like to do that, but I can't do anything right now that veggies. Yes, I love them. I can't do anything like that that's going to make me have to really use my left arm much. And that's kind of key for me right now. It needs time to calm down. It needs time, a lot of time to calm down. So I'm just doing what I got to do. So I think most of you know, I was ready to go to Quartzsite yesterday. I like Quartzsite. I can't help it. I feel like it's a sacrilege to tell my little sister. She's not on here, is she? It's like a sacrilege to admit that with my little sister, because she does not understand why anybody wants to go spend time in a big giant litter box. She feels like Quartzsite area is a litter box because of all the gravel, sand, blah, blah, blah. I told her if she went, she'd know why I like it. Even if I didn't spend all of my time there, I would certainly enjoy going back to Quartzsite. Let's see. Is there anything, any questions or comments? I'm very open to having, getting input. I really appreciate input. It's one of the reasons that I came on this afternoon. I was feeling very frazzled and very, the connection matters for me. And I believe that I'm going to tell me thumbs up or thumbs down. It doesn't mean I won't do it if you outvote me, but I'm thinking of adding to the name of our channel. Since we're not completely about, and never will be, as it turns out, all about travel, I'm thinking about adding the term burning up the roads and living life, or burning up the roads and life. Does anybody see that? Because I have another channel idea. I won't connect to this because it's going to create controversy, and it's about talking about real life stuff that nobody really likes. There's some of us who are crazy, who have education and experience with policies. I think I'm gonna start a channel separate. But other than that, it's all about everyday life. Now that I've done this a little bit, this whole YouTube thing, just a tiny bit, and have some ideas about what I would like and what I don't like and what really I enjoy, is sharing all of our life. And I still include Richard, even though I highly doubt, I doubt he's even on here. He doesn't deserve to be on my channel anymore. He is going to be voted off the island. Please don't change the name. So I don't know, would that be too much of a change for you, Kaylee? I'm just curious. Leave the name like it is. Burning up the roads can be real roads or life. Oh, God. Excuse me. That is an excellent idea. That's true. We're all burning up the roads of life one way or another and doing many different things. I really think that was a good perspective. I don't know which one of you did that, Roy or Becky, but whoever did, 2 thumbs up on that. Okay. Well, I think I'll think about that, because that I didn't really want to change it, but I just wanted it to be more encompassing of everything, because there's going to be a bit of the food work, being more proactive with videoing some of the food preparation, and literally some of the preparation, like planning a bunch of this stuff the week, a weekend ahead. So like over the weekend, getting ready for next week. Because part of having a successful food plan is preparation. Because guess what? If I'm left to my own devices, guess what I'm going to grab in a pinch? Bread, which I have found a keto bread that's not too bad, but I need to be eating better than that. Because I thought the same thing, Kaylee, it'd be too long, unwieldy. Not a good business decision, in my opinion. All right, Kaylee, you know that I've always trusted your decision, your input for us, because I know you have our best interest at heart. Roy and Becky, true, Kaylee's hard for people to look up along. I know it. So the longest name I memorized, this was clear back in the beginning, Mel Nettie, living free, zip codeless. And I said that over and over. I typed that so much on my phone, and back in the old days when I was starting, learning everybody, I typed it out. Mel Nettie, living free, zip codeless. Mel Nettie, living free, zip codeless, over and over and over. I will never forget that name, but given a preference or not, yeah, I would prefer it be shorter. And there's a couple others. I write like Griswold Family Vacay. I do like how you guys have yours. I don't know if you're still here, but Griswold Family Vacay, but you guys also have a cool name. You know that, though. I know you know that. So good thinking, Becky. Thank you. There it is. And the reasons why good branding work is because it's consistent. Of course, yes. I agree with you on that. Don't try the keto cream cheese pie. My daughter claims she almost died. It was that. Okay. No. What I do know is if I'm going to eat something that out of the norm for me, if it's going to be something good, I'm just going to go ahead and buy one thing of it. So I told you I brought 2 things into the house the other day. I just was craving some caramel, and I was at the store, and the devil planted in my path Tillamook ice cream that is just a luscious vanilla with a caramel swirl all throughout it. Gosh. I'm serious. I should have never bought it. It was a bad idea. Yeah, getting used to using the acronym more. Heck, maybe nursing our travel bug. Hey to you. Thank you for coming. Just doing an abnormal time for us. See, let me check here. All right, Kaylee, I'm diabetic and hypothyroid. Ask my keto diet. She said, so I can't remember if that is the thyroid is hypothyroid. That's when it's over, I believe, and hypo is obviously under, because I have one of those and I take a thyroid medication and I'm diabetic, but I know it's going to be hard to believe, but my A1C is like 6.3. I'm considered diabetic in remission. Now that I've gained some of this weight again, I had originally lost 100 pounds. I lost 100 pounds, almost to a T, 100 pounds. And then, and I'm not going to blame COVID, but the fact of the matter is something changed over a year ago. So about a year and a half ago, little by little. And then one day that was like 5 pounds. And I'm like, what the heck? How do you gain 5 pounds? And, but I did. And so here we are today, and that happened a couple times to the tune of about 50 pounds, almost exactly. So I don't, you know, I have to look at it as I'm okay. I'm going to be fine. I have the plan in place. Hypo is slow. Okay. So I think it's called thyroxine, something like that. And then, so my doctor, my endocrinologist, I see an endocrinologist too, but I don't see her for that. My thyroid is in pretty good shape. As far as the medicine has worked pretty well for a lot of years. Hello, Tracy Carroll. Thank you for coming. And I have to say, you're wonderful. You're that video. I am high-fiving that all over the place. And what? I am just so, I didn't even realize, I couldn't believe I wasn't a friend of you. I know I was before. And there's been a couple other people that I was unsubscribed from that I would have never unsubscribed from. I think Roy and Becky was one. Dee was another one. I would never unsubscribe. And oh gosh. Oh, there's another one of my favorites. And I would have never unsubscribed from any of you. So I suggest people go back into their accounts and look at who they're subscribed to and think, who do I really like? Who do I want to be watching? And am I still subscribed to them? Because I wasn't subscribed, but I am now. And that was a very inspirational video. And by the way, you do really good video work. And it's one of the reasons I struggle with uploading stuff. But anyways, YouTube is working overtime on messing with subs again. Yep, I found that to be true. Okay, so I have a plan. It's in place, and I just wanted to come on here and say hello, everybody. Thank you for the support, some ideas, and I'm excited because I know I have the capacity to do what I need to do. I'm sad I'm not going to be coming to Quartzsite this season because my suspicion is nobody will be welcome. Glad you're here. So I've loaned my RV out for a short time, and my nephew and his wife are staying in it, and they have one. They have a 31-foot travel trailer, but it's a long story. So they're staying in our RV, but they know it was for the short term because I'm thinking I would like to go over, stay at the coast for a while before. Quartzsite will always be there. Yes, I know. Absolutely. It's not the worst thing that can happen. The worst thing that could happen is I don't do what I'm supposed to do and I never get to go anywhere again. And then I have to face all of you and say, I didn't have the guts to do what I needed to do. And that's not me. So they have my RV for a little while. I'm going to need to get it back shortly because it does need to be winterized. We live in Oregon. For those of you who don't know, we're in a pretty mild climate, but we will have freezing weather. We always have freezing weather during the winter time. I have about a month, but I don't want to go all the way into December without winterizing it. I can't take the chance and end up with frozen pipes. And they're doing a remote job at a horse ranch. And I have been up there. I've been to visit them. Oh, you're going down too. Oh, very cool. See? Hello, Joy Bless Life. Thank you for showing up. So they have my RV, them, and they needed it. They're doing this remote job on this horse ranch, but they're going to have to find a different one because I need to get mine back and sooner than later. Sooner than later, I need to get the, I know they can still stay in it and it be weatherized. They just won't be able to use the toilet, not in the form that it is, where they're able to go a few miles and dump. There is a free dump about their driveway's 2 miles long, gravel road. It's about 15 minutes from my house. We can be up in the hills. We went, so anyways, I'm not going to go into all that. So, just got home from Gatlinburg. I believe that's where, Doreen from, I know my mind is blank, but Doreen, I believe her latest video that I saw was from Gatlinburg. It was a woolery. I believe it was from a woolery. So, all right. Well, thank you for coming by. Glad to see you. And I appreciate you stopping in. Camping therapy. Yes, Doreen. Of course, Doreen. So that was a fun video. I wish, so I may take up, now is probably not the time to take up doing anything that requires fine motor skills. They're on 200 acres, right up against the Coburg Hills outside of town here. And it's beautiful. There are 3 horses. I'm going to pull you up a little picture. I just got to. It's so sweet. So my nephew, whom I think many of you have met in the past, he really wanted to get this horse to love him. And they do not have a saddle right now, but I'm going to just show you this one. They're cleaning this place was trashed. Unfortunately, it was trashed. And the horses are wonderful though. Okay, so I was going to, nope, that's not the right one. Video file. Nope. Cancel. See, it's been 2 weeks and already I've forgotten what to do. Share screen with a Windows. With Chrome tab. All right. There we go. There is Billy sitting on Ruby. Now that horse he has been able to break her in the matter of 3 days. He's able to sit her without a saddle. But he so badly wanted to do this. And he does have some experience with horses, but not with an unbroke horse, not with a basically wild horse. Her name is Ruby, and she's beautiful, big horse. And as a matter of fact, I have, like I shared, I have been out there to the ranch, and I went out and I had my walker. I'm using my walker. I left it at the gate, and then I walked out into the pasture and kind of down the fence, and I was able to sit on this thing where I was safe. I didn't have to worry about standing up and falling. And so I was so excited because I love horses. When I was little, this other girl had horses that she didn't bother to groom or to love on. And so I went down there every day to her house. She lived about a mile from me, and I groomed her horse and I rode her horse. So, but I need my RV back. William and Peggy, if you're listening but just have not waved, I need my RV back because I could still go to the coast. I can't ride anymore, but I've loved horses. Yes, I could never ride again either, but a love of horses is something that I'll always have. I absolutely cherish horses. And so, all right, it's 5 o'clock. And I just want to say thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming. This reminds me of why I love the community. Who would have thunk it? By the way, I have to tell you something. Sadly, I'm a travel channel, basically, and you'll never guess what my biggest videos are for viewership. The budgies, the little parakeets. I have people from Turkey, Iraq, oh gosh, Russia, but really the one Turkey, it's basically men from about 25 to 20 to 35 watching the budgies from Turkey. It's really interesting when you look at the information on these videos that we do. It really blew my mind. Like Turkey, Iraq, Germany, Russia, watching my little video on these cute little budgies. We did get a learning lesson about the budgies. And I'm sure, Capcore One, you're going to chuckle at this, but those little bugs that were flying around in front of me, all the beginning of this, those came from the budgie underneath where the seeds fall. Brent was cleaning it, and that's also why I'm in here, not in there, is because it just was a disaster. So, animals are a huge draw, absolutely. But budgies and patty cake and the little pit bull was the ones people really liked. So not that they don't like the other ones too, but who would have thunk it? Really, budgies get a lot of views. All right, so yes, the seeds. So then, as I think about it, it makes perfect sense that nuts and seeds that have to be frozen. So from now on, their food is going to go into the freezer for 7 days, just like I just watched a bunch of videos. They're not even mine, they're my son's, but I went ahead and I'm learning about them because they are cute and because I don't like bugs. And so we will make sure that their food gets into the freezer for about 7 days, which I do that with flour anyways. They're so cute. Oh, Kenneth, you're so sweet. Everybody loves you. I hope that you and Papa are doing well. Airtight container. Yes, ma'am. Lots of lessons. I'm honestly not a bug person. No, thank you. All right, you guys. So thank you for coming. And I will be doing a live stream on Monday. I believe it's going to be 2 o'clock, not 3. I'm going to test out the waters again and kind of see it is because I'm either I'm changing. I will not be doing 11 anymore. It's with this pain in my arm, it's messing up my whole life. This is a very bad pain, and just normal movements are a challenge. So it will, and I had already said I wanted to move to the afternoon to maybe catch some East Coast people. So if it was like 2 here, it's 5 there. So anyways, it'll be Monday, and I'm working on an interview with someone. I'm hoping that it works out, and we'll bring you something interesting and fun. And I appreciate, so I will not change the name of the channel. Just know that I'm going to have more encompassing of life, travel being one element, but burning up the roads of life. We're burning up the roads of life. And I'll probably do a video explaining it so that people are not thinking it's all just one thing. Because as it turns out, I think the whole life is more interesting, truthfully, than just travel. I mean, I love travel. Don't get me wrong. Travel is where my heart and my mind is. But along that path is a bunch of other things going on. And I can't pretend like I'm not a good pretender. I'm not a good pretender. All right, you guys, I love you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and know that we deeply appreciate you. And I mean me, not Richard. No, I'm just teasing Richard too. All right. Bye-bye.